What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Make sure to like and sub, and let's get into this. This is, of course, what's going to save Star Wars. The Acolyte, something I did not actually think was ever going to come out, but here we are amongst all the canceled products over there at Disney, regardless of the franchises. Here we are. It's happening. June 4th, The Acolyte. Leslie Headland, showrunner. Of course, you know her as the former personal assistant, that is, of Harvey Weinstein. I'm sure she knew nothing about it, of course, as we always point out. She knew nothing of the misgoings of the Me Too era for all those years, all the meetings, 3 times a day sometimes. Didn't know anything about it. But here we go. She somehow has bankrolled all of that into her own Star Wars show, because that makes her an expert, I guess. And we got it's an ironic poster considering it's female directed, written, and starring. This lightsaber only works once a month, unfortunately. Okay. And the first trailer also for The Acolyte will be coming tomorrow. And yes, I will be reacting to it because you would think would be excited to this as a Star Wars fan. No, I'm excited as a YouTube content creator because this is going to be ripe. Unless they've completely changed, because all of the interviews leading up to this, of which it's now suspiciously hard to find some of them, they were just at the height of DEI popularity, talking about, remember, this is when Jodie Turner-Smith, I believe, talking about, yes, Queen, when it was all how patriarchal Star Wars was, because, of course, not like Princess Leia was a strong authoritative figure in the first ones. But anyway, of course, there was no Mace Windu, none of that, no Lando Calrissian, no black people in Star Wars either. So yeah, okay, fine. And and we have the announcement, of course, that the first poster, which you see, and will be here June 4th on Disney Plus, of which no one will be watching except for content creators. This website. The question is, whose blood is that? The blood of the stockholders. I'm sorry, the blood of the fans, if the writers had their way. Here's, of course, their synopsis. In The Acolyte, an investigation into a shocking crime spree pits a respected Jedi master, played by Lee Jung-jae, against a dangerous warrior from his past, Amandla Stenberg, and this is, of course, is the non-binary person of color, female, even though non-binary for the layman's term. It's a woman. And as more clues emerge, they travel down a dark path where sinister forces reveal all is not what it seems. Nothing we've heard about this series suggests it's a typical Star Wars story, and that it's far from a bad thing. No, it's not. It's not great. In fact, everything we've heard, especially the linking and setting in what was once going to be solidly, it's in the past, it's in the High Republic. Now it's supposed to be just 50 years before the prequel series, and many OG fans, including myself, are afraid that they're just going to do as they do and corrupt the Plagueis book and storyline and muck up some already established canon there, and exactly how Plagueis and then later Sidious took over and executed the plan of the Sith, the 1,000-year plan. It sounds right that Leslie Headland might come in and just completely take it over and subvert and do what's going on right now with Dave Filoni and the Dark Empire storyline, or has been done or slightly sort of attempted to do in the sequel trilogy with the Necromancer, the returning of Emperor Palpatine, which was done in the expanded universe, but like all things in the expanded universe, was done far, 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 far better. And this is, of course, from comic book movies, so they're not so much shills, but maybe in denial or with the best interpretation. But here we have, by taking us to the High Republic era, the series has a chance to shed light on shed light on something that I just told you has already been shed light on in the book Plagueis. And of course, the High Republic, an absolute failure. This is Disney's multimedia campaign, but mainly just in a set of books. And they tried to put a little bit in it in the Fallen Order sequel, Jedi Survivor, which is the weakest part of that game, is its connections to the High Republic. And again, like all things, they just do not want to accept that the fans want prequel or original trilogy. They don't want their sequel. They don't want their original shit. And that is included in their High Republic era. So no, not a good thing that it is set in that era. Since Disney has acquired Lucasfilm, the studio has largely played it safe, mostly settling between stories. If you think this has been playing it safe, Safe would have been to just straight up rip off the expanded universe. They didn't do that. Said that they've done anything but safe, and it's shown in their numbers. And then just once again here, we'll let it click. There it is. There's what we're getting. Period blood jokes aside, Saber only working once a month aside. There's also apparently no actual war in this. It's all a story, a study of the Jedi and their unchecked power, which, if you ask me, will just be some form of allegory for white privilege and unchecked patriarchy, blah, blah, blah. And yet further, even though there is a very clear very clear line of delineated even of light and dark. There is good and evil in our world, and there certainly is good and evil in the Star Wars. And yet again, these some of the cast were quoted as thinking there was none, and it's always murky, and this and this and this, and it's just indicative of a larger problem of all these writers. Of even they can't write about morals or good and evil because most of them don't have any, or they're so thin you could see right through them. Let me know what you think of this. Are you excited for the Acolyte or the Wackolite or in any name whatsoever for this, or are you just happy and have fun the memeing because there's nothing else to do, and then wait for the re-releases of the prequel trilogy that are coming that might actually be some fun? I don't know. Let me know what you think of this in the comments. Make sure to like, share, sub. If you've done that, thank you. If you're gonna do that, thank you. And
well, bye.